Hey everybody, Mike Steele here with Barbecue Champs Academy live show tonight, and we are going to have a fantastic show for you tonight. We've got the world champ in the house, Mr. Scott Nardi, the 2021 SCA World Champion. And I tell you what, it's going to be a great show. Just got a chance to visit with Scott for just a few minutes to hear a little bit about his story, and it is a fascinating story of what he's done this last year. We're going to dive in a little bit deep on that here in just a minute. Obviously, if you got some questions for Scott, we're going to certainly open that up for our audience as well. It's so great doing these live shows. In the meantime, we're going to certainly give shout out to everybody that's here tonight. Merv, we certainly appreciate you here. Brandon, thank you for being with us tonight. Got folks steadily coming in. Gordon, thank you for being here, man. Once again, it was great meeting you at the World Championship here a couple weeks ago. A lot of fun. Paul, thank you for being here. Paul again, and if I recall, Paul, it's your birthday, so happy birthday, and I hope Dallas made you up a nice cake, because it probably was pretty good if she did it. Jason, thank you for being here. Manny, it was great meeting you at the World Championship as well, and we're going to have a good show. Like I said, if y'all have any questions for Scott, please let us know. Jody, thank you for being here, and yeah, it was great seeing you there at the World Championship as well. Let's see who else. We got Merv from Pizza from New Pizza Shop here in Breadsticks on a cold beer. Yummo. That's it. Nothing like pizza, man. I had that yesterday for lunch or for dinner. Got the other world champ that we have, the 2018 SCA World Champion, Mr. Terry Roan is in the house. Terry, thank you for being here. And can't wait to dive into talking to Scott a little bit. Let's see who. Dan, thank you for being here. John, appreciate you being here. Mary, thank you for joining us tonight. And, and she did make you a birthday cake. That's great. So, Domenico, thank you for being here. Let's see. What does it say? Hello, Scott from Italy. Wow, man, we're reaching far and wide. Scott, all the way from Italy. You got a fan base, brother. So, yeah, we've had people from Italy. We've had people from Australia. We've had people from the Netherlands and Canada. It's really cool. Our reach is pretty wide on Barbecue Champs Academy. We get a lot of traffic to our website, and it's always great to have people from across the pond on our shows each and every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. Shauna, thank you for being here, and looks like you had a pretty dadgum outstanding kick butt week too. I know that you beat Will out, and I'm sure you got a little bragging rights with that, so I don't know what the tension is in the house, but all you got to tell him, I beat you. Don't worry about it. So, anyways, great seeing y'all at the World Championship as well. Let's see. Caitlin Crane's in the house, and glad to have you here with us tonight. And, yeah, I guarantee you, welcome Italy. That's it. Brandon, thank you for being here. And Damon, thank you for joining. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this as well. I hated that it had to wait a week. I really was hoping we could get him on Tuesday, but everybody was still traveling back. I was trying to find, like, who am I going to get? I was really wanting to try to get somebody from the SCA, and at the last minute, I was just like, it's just too early, and everybody was still traveling. So I brought on Vince last Tuesday, and he pinched hit for us, so it was good. Had a great show with him, but we got the man of the hour with us now, so it's all good. Steve Noble, I'm doing good. I hope you are as well. Stephen, thank you for being here. Saginaw, Texas, man, we got Danny Helm with Be Extreme Barbecue in the house. Got Candace Rogers in the house. Thank you for being here. Got Mr. Dan in the house tonight. Thank you as well. Ken, thank you for being here tonight. Man, we got a lot. Carrie Ann, thank you for being here. I did not get a chance to see you, and if I recall, can't remember, did you make the top 15? I can't remember. I don't have the list in front of me, and if you did, let me know, but I'm just trying to go off of memory, and I don't know. I can't remember everybody. So, Sal, thank you for being here. Let's see. Jim, thank you for being here. And Lamar, thank you for being here all the way from South Dakota. Man, we got quite a few folks on here tonight. So, let's see what else we got. Got more folks on here. Lou coming in. Thank you here. Appreciate you being here. Lou Barbecue. Scott McDaniel, thank you for being here. And we got folks just steadily pouring in. It's going to be a great show tonight. Looking forward to it. Going to give folks just a few more minutes to get in. If you got any questions for Mr. Scott Nardi tonight, certainly let us know. We'll get them to him. Yes, sir. Tied for fourth. I thought I had seen that. I wanted to say it was a three-way tie. No, first and second, then third Fourth and fifth was a three-way tie, if I recall. And congratulations on an outstanding year for you as well. So you got to come back. You're a good luck charm. My game plan is to be back there again, that's for sure. So we was really disappointed that we did not get to film. We had some stuff set up to film another Clash of the Titans there in the parking lot. And last year, check-in time was on Friday, and everybody was kind of getting stuff set up on Saturdays, or getting everything set up on Friday that morning. And I did not look at the schedule and realize that everybody checked in on Thursday. And had I known that, we would have came in on Thursday because the weather was absolutely gorgeous and everybody was plenty of time for setting up and stuff that morning. And there was just no way to film on that Friday. Wind 35 miles an hour. It was tough. It was cold. We thought there was going to be a lot of rain in the forecast. And there's just no way we can film a show, an episode like Clash of the Titans in a parking lot with it, no cover for, the rain or anything like that. And we was really, really, really disappointed that we wasn't able to do that. But my plan is to come back next year with our film crew. We're going to come in on a Thursday where we'll have either a Thursday or a Friday to actually film and give us 2 days. But the weather just turned really nasty on us. And we really was wanting to have another shot of filming a Clash of the Titans. It was a lot of fun doing that with Matt and Marissa in the parking lot last year, and we hope to do that, Lord willing, next year. So what else we got? Got Jeff here, Cheese Curd Cartel in the house. Yeah, he said that the Cheese Curd Cartel, from what he's telling me, is growing big. So started off with several, and now he said it's got a lot in it. So Jay, thank you for being here. Jim, thank you for being here. Yeah, you could say the Cheese Curd Cartel rules. There's a guy that's got a world champion trophy and about to have a world champion ring on his finger that actually says that. So, or that proves that. So anyway, Robert, thank you for being here as well. Well, we got quite a few folks on here. It looks like we've got everybody settled in. I just want to make one quick announcement for all our partners that make this happen. Many of you know a lot of these folks. Mr. Danny Helm at Be Extreme Barbecue, B&B Charcoal, Prairie Fresh Ribs. I got a chance to run Prairie Fresh. That's all I use. I had a big competition down in Beau Bridge, Louisiana, just outside of Lafayette by a few miles. Had a second place Prairie Fresh Rib and 14th place brisket. I just messed up my chicken. It did not do what I needed it to do. My fault on that. And it just got a little hotter than I like, and I just think it dried it up a little bit. Lone Star Barbecue Pro Shop, Mr. Brian Crawford and all his great products. Mr. Wild Bill with Texas Select Seasoning. If you want some fresh, I'm talking about this guy grinds it, makes it fresh, packages it itself. It does not go to no co-packer. We're going to try to get him on. He's been making rubs since 1982. We're going to have him on. Mr. David with Gunnar Wilhelm Knives. Dustin Stanley at the barbecue store, also to always get product out. If you need it out, he can get it out even if it's the last minute. I think he can ship all the way up to almost 5 o'clock Central Time. All queued up, Mr. John Lindsay, and the great website that they've got, steakrubs.com. Last but not least, Gail with Daigle's Barbecue products and sauces and glazes. I love their stuff as well, and a big fan of it. So if you need any of this product, please always support our partners. We would greatly appreciate it. Got a few more folks coming in. We're going to give you a shout out. Mr. Jimmy, thank you for being here. Heath, thank you for being here. Get my mouse to working. I've lost it over here. There we go. Let's see who else we got. Lisa, thank you for being here. Another cheese curd, man. I'm telling you what, y'all are in the house tonight. Can't wait to kiss his ring. Yeah, I'm telling you what, it's a big one. I've seen Matt's and I've seen Marissa's and I've seen Terry Roan's, and they're pretty nice size rings. And Scott's gonna, I guarantee you, he's gonna wear it proudly. There's the champ from last year, Miss Marissa Overson. Thank you for being here, sweetie. Always great to have you on our show. Seth, thank you for being here as well. Look, we got quite a few folks on here. It's time to bring the man of the hour. Y'all didn't sit up here to hear me babble, but I wanted to give everybody a chance to come in before we brought Scott in. So without further ado, let's bring the man in himself, Mr. Scott Nardi, the 2021 SCA World Champion. How's that sound?
I like it.
You like it?
starting to get used to it.
Starting to get used to it. Yeah, it's a little surreal. I mean, I
Well,
remember when
it's still
Marissa.
strange. It's been a long week, just kind of getting caught up on things, and it's starting to sink in where it's like, oh my god,
Yeah, I'm world champion. You got a $10,000 check and a ring to prove it. So, you know, that's good. Scott, I tell you what, man, you had an absolute banner year last year. There was nobody more deserving of it, what you did to go out, and the year that you had was absolutely phenomenal. We'll talk a little bit about that. And I'm going to save a few of these things that I've got. But how did you get into the SCA competition cooking and stuff like that? How long have you been doing it? Has this been something that's been going on for several years, or just 2 or 3 years? And how'd you get into it?
Yeah, it's been a few years. I started first season was 2019.
Oh, wow.
I randomly learned about SCA. My wife actually decided to take some culinary classes at the local tech college. Wanted to learn some stuff about baking. Learned about a barbecue class from one of the instructors there,
Mm-hmm.
Chef Jeff, and so I ended up signing up for that. Well, she actually got that for my birthday. We did that in September. Went down to it was Flesh Fest. Tim Shop, one of the promoters up here, he's done a lot of barbecue. He's been great for barbecue in Wisconsin.
Right.
They ran through the 4 barbecue meats and did just a ton of backyard recipes and stuff. It was feasted all day on all sorts of great stuff. But
Wow.
they did an SCA demo there, and that was a light bulb moment. Like boom, like I can cook a steak. I don't need 4 smokers to do that. I don't need a trailer. I don't need equipment, and I can try that. So that was January 2019 was my first comp. It was a nice, warm, 10 degrees below morning in Wisconsin.
Y'all are used to that though. 10 degrees. Oh, come on. This is nothing. Y'all got a big advantage for all the guys coming out of town coming in there. So I remember Mark Simmers come flying into one of them. I don't know if it was there or Wisconsin or Minnesota, and he was like, "God, I'm freezing to freaking death up here." It's like, so.
But you don't got to worry about your steak getting too warm while you're trimming it, though. It stays firm.
No, I guess it does. I guess it does. So 2019. So, man, 2019, 2021. So basically 3 years. So, wow. And just got into it. Yep. And so how did you try to self-teach yourself a little bit? Was you just a great steak cook?
I can't say I was great, but I started off good in 2019. I started off. It was my second comp. I got my first call. I got a second place, and then my next comp, third and fourth comp, I think it was a fifth, and then I got a first. I got my golden ticket on my fourth cook. So I was pretty high on life. Thought I could cook a steak. And
right.
I only did. I think it was 8 or 9 comps I did that year. Just all up here. Not a whole. In 2019, there wasn't a whole lot of comps in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I cooked them all, and it was relatively successful through the year. I was pretty stable and had good success. So that was cool. But went down to Texas and found out that there's a whole nother world out there.
Yeah, it is. They got their own country. Welcome to Texas.
And, there's a whole world full of great cooks, and I came in, I landed middle of the pack, on the qualifier round. Didn't make had no chance of making the finals that year.
Right.
But I learned a lot, and it was fun. Made a lot of friends, and got a lot of inspiration. That was. That was a big year. Matt Overson was the points champ that year.
It was.
And had the Midwest 5, so it was kind of cool seeing some faces that I cooked against them at times. Like I knew those people up on the stage. Like, oh my god, like okay. So that was inspiring. So 2020, that was when my wife Jessica, she decided she was going to cook too. So we started out the year pretty good. Got a call. First comp of the year, I got a call. Her second comp, she got a second place again.
Wow.
So that was cool. And then immediately after that, COVID hit.
Yeah.
So kind of shut everything down.
Yeah, it did.
And then so we had a few months off there. Then they started Jim and Leona Solis, the Solis over in Iowa, decided they were going to get comps running. Whatever, let's get it going. So Iowa was the place to go. So we started going to Iowa, and everybody was going to Iowa.
Yeah.
That was an eye opener. There was a lot of comps over there where, Terry and Ben Blanton and Lane was where they were coming up from Texas and cooking in Iowa, and there was most of the top 10 were there. So it was like, well, if we're going to compete, we got to get good.
Yeah, in a hurry. Yeah. Yeah.
So that was kind of we kind of forged our own path through most of the year, and ended up I finally got my golden ticket in September of 2020.
2020.
It was a long year.
It was. 2020 was huge for us because there was nothing. Everything was reruns. It was no content on TV, and people were buying barbecue champ classes on steaks like they were going out of style. I'd have guys 2, 3, they'd buy classes one after another. The barbecue stuff was going crazy. And I was like, what the heck? Everybody's like, they ain't got nothing to watch. They're going to binge watch all these steak classes. So I would imagine it started getting tough for people. I would imagine toward the end of 2020, it was getting like, man, there's a lot of folks out there that have taken a lot of classes. So, I think that made it a lot tougher when it got there toward the end of that year. So when things did finally start opening back up some. So
and that's when we took Matt's class towards the end of 2020. My wife bought it first, and then I bought it after that because I'm like, oh, I want to know.
Right? She trying to get one on you.
Yeah. I'm like,
no, you ain't doing that to me. That's hilarious.
That was cool. And it was nice too. I mean, Matt, we knew Matt, we cooked with him and knew him, it made sense to take that one because it was like, well, we're going to see him at comps and
I got to know what he's doing.
Let's figure it out. So,
so
that was really cool. And that was when we really started, us as a team coming together and looking at what we're doing and analyzing what we're doing and thinking about things differently, and just really implemented a lot of that knowledge and built our own process around it, which was amazing.
Yeah. Carrie Ann's got a question. Do you feel like the COVID practice helped? Did you get a chance to cook a lot during that?
I cooked a lot. I cooked a lot of stuff though. I cooked a lot of barbecue and weird stuff and just anything, just because what else was there to do but cook and eat?
Yeah, that's it. You couldn't go nowhere. You had to cook everything. Everything was shut down.
We did cook a lot of steaks, and I thought we were getting it figured out, but then once we got back to comps, it was like, oh, I guess we don't got it figured out yet.
Right.
It was a year of ups and downs. It was a hard year, but I wouldn't give any of it up. It was fun. The people we met, the friends we made, it was completely worth it.
Yeah. So then you rolled off into 2021. Holy cow. They changed the points up a little bit to where they're only going to take the best scores from your 15 events. And it really kind of defined everything, I think, a little bit. It actually went into where now everybody's got a chance. It's hard for somebody to compete with, they cooking 120 cook-offs a year and you're cooking 50. You're just not going to win a points championship, right? So it did make things a lot tighter. Coming down to the crunch, I really wish the 15 had been 30. I just think that was 15 cooks for a steak cooker. Y'all can knock that out in a month and a half. So 30 would have given that a little bit more cushion, I would have thought, and I think it would have really helped this. I wish they had just maybe one more year, bumped it to 30, and then I think it would have really got some of those tight scores separated a little bit. Because it would have had, it had 30 cooks. But, it is what it is. These guys do a great job of what they do. So Brett and Ken are just absolutely awesome. But you come out at the beginning of 2021, and it's just like, boom. Here we go. You take off. And all I see, Scott Nardi wins, Scott Nardi wins, Scott Nardi wins. And you set the record for the most wins in a single season with 10 wins. And that is absolutely phenomenal to be able to do that. I think Terry Roan in 2018 had 8, and Terry, if you're on, you can correct me if I'm wrong. And that was tough, you know. And he had a pretty good run going this year, but he just, you know, he had that. He dropped a little. He went back to watching his classes. It was funny. He said, I went back to the basics. I was getting too far away from what I did. I went back to basics. I watched my classes. I started implementing it. And, man, he took off and got all the way to first place. And then it just didn't hold out. And he was trying to get, you know, 10 wins is what he was shooting for. And you did it, though. And, man, congratulations. I mean, holy cow.
By the skin of my teeth, I did it. You know.
Yeah, I mean, but you did it. That's all that counts.
Terry's a beast of a cook. I mean, you never count him out. I mean, he's just been so solid for so many years. And, I mean, like I said before, I mean, he was one of my inspirations to, like, I got to get consistent, you know, just to get that consistency. Is amazing. And I mean, there was a lot of us that never thought anybody would actually beat Terry's record just because it stood that long.
Oh,
and then, when I got number 9 out in Omaha, and it was just like, oh my God, like I couldn't believe that. I was floored. And then I think it was about a week later that Tim Brown got number 9. Yeah. And it was like,
it was a battle.
And then he got 10. I forget when that was. I think it might have been in December sometime. And then right at the last day of the year, New Year's Eve, I got number 10.
Yeah. I mean, right at the end, pulled it off. Yeah, Raz is over here going, Nardi was in cook, win, and repeat mode all year. 100%. 100%. It was just
year. There were some ups and downs, but you know.
Well, hey, that happens. So, Stephen Noble wants to know what number steak on the loin is your favorite. So, do you prefer a spinalis, a big spinalis? Do you prefer a tri-heart with a small little heart, or what do you like? What kind of steaks do you typically like?
Love me a tri-heart. I'd love to get a number 2 or a number 3 cut. I am happy with that.
Okay.
But I will turn in spinalis. I have no problem cooking it. It's have a process for everything. You don't always get the steak you want. So practice. That's right.
You got to know how to cook. Yeah, you got to cook with both. Do you mind us asking what? Do you mind asking? Let me get this in.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. Do you mind us asking what you cooked to win the world champion? Was it a spinalis or a tri-heart?
That was a tri-heart. Yep.
It was a tri-heart. Okay. All right.
That was a gorgeous tri-heart.
Okay. Good. You got a good one.
That was the steak I wish I could find on every table we get to pick from.
That's awesome.
Beautiful steak.
Okay. Go ahead and tell what you was about to say.
Yeah, in September, I had a back-to-back win out in Mason City, Iowa. That was actually the day I got my perfect score on steak A.
There we go.
And then steak B ended up turning a spinalis on that one and tied for first place. It was a perfect tie for first place with Mark Johnson out of South Dakota. So,
wow.
Two completely different steaks, but there again, I practice. Have data for everything, have a plan for everything. Yeah. Well, we got it up on the screen. Yeah. You're one of only 3 people to ever get a perfect 254.5 score in the SCA. Matt was the first one to ever do it, and I think it was just a couple weeks later, then Sandy Brown got it, and then a few weeks after that, I think you got it, and then it's never been done since. So. But that's pretty amazing with the SCA's now, like 7-8 years old. So it went that long before a perfect score had ever came. Mark Simmers, I remember last year he had taken Matt's class, and on his 3rd cook-off ever, he had a 254.4. He was like 1/10. And Matt was like, man, alive, you know. Matt was really wanting him to get it. You know, he took my class, man. It was the 3rd competition after ever even cooked. And he just, oh, man. I mean, so close. So close. So, and there's been big scores. Scores have been growing around the nation, you know, even looking at, you know, the weekly results and seeing the scores go up. but around a lot of the nations.
Mm-hmm.
It speaks a lot to the judging, I think, more than anything. I mean, the cooks, us cooks are getting more consistent, getting better. It's a tighter field, that's for sure. But I think it says a lot more about the judging and the experience that the judges are getting and how serious they're taking it. I mean, these judges are out there traveling weekend after weekend as much as the cooks are in some cases.
Yeah.
So they're taking it serious, and it shows.
Yeah. I'll share this with you. There has been several SCA judges that have taken classes from Barbecue Champs.
Yeah.
Because I'll always ask people, like, are you a competition cooker? And they'll because I'm trying to get them into the private Facebook page, right? So I have to send them an email where they can send me a friend request, and then when they send me a friend request, I can get them into the group if they bought a class. So I'll always ask them, are you a cook, a competition cook? And I have a lot of them saying, no, I'm not. I'm an SCA judge, but I just want to be able to better understand their thought process. And they'll put this out in an email. I want to understand their thought process of what they're trying to achieve in their cook, where we can better understand what they're trying to do, which I really, I'll give those guys and gals that have taken classes from us props, because that really helps you guys as a cook to know that you've got somebody that, okay, they're going to judge my steak the way that I'm cooking it, my doneness, my texture, all of that stuff, right? And it's pretty cool. I think those scores are going up because, you do have judges that are getting much better, more trained, and you don't have just somebody that just sporadically does one or two and they think they know a steak better than, the world champs, and that's just... It happens with everything. It's really bad with barbecue. I've seen people in KCBS. I had a guy one time tell me, he pulled the inner and the outer membrane off the rib, and he's like, no, I didn't. I pulled the outer off, because there is two. There's the one, and then there's the one that holds the bone on. Well, he took all of them. I was like, if they took all of them off, the dang ribs would have fell apart. So, and it's just terrible that these judges know more than freaking world champions that are out cooking. And it's sometimes just, you scratch your head. So, but yeah, I think that is changing the game in the SCA. I think it really is. And I'm glad to see that. And you guys it's showing in the scores. I mean, I looked at the scores the other day, and 254.2 for you in the finals.
Yep.
And Chuck, and I did not get a chance to see the score sheet. I didn't even know until about 3 days ago who was the top 15. And then I got a review written for us. And when I saw this review, it popped up. I did not realize that that the guy that finished second place, Chuck LaLoria, I think is how you say his name, he finished second. And he wrote this review. I'm going to pop this up. I just want to do this because, to me, you took one of our classes and you took Matt's class. I mean, and to me, it was a special moment for me. Knowing what the guys have done and the work that we've put into all this, and it was really awesome. And I didn't really want to say anything right off the get-go because I hadn't remembered if you had ever said anything, but and I don't. I mean, if somebody keeps it private, right? If somebody keeps it private, I don't say anything. You remain anonymous, but. You just said it on the show tonight, and thank you. I mean, here's the guy that's the world champion. Here's the guy that went, and I got this email, and it's it's like second in the world, and this is what he wrote. This is actually on our website. And thank you, Mike, for offering Matt, Marissa, and Will's classes. I bought their classes throughout the year, and it paid off big at the World Championship in Fort Worth, Texas. Second place to Scott Nardi, the world champion. I took a little from all of them and made it my own. Barbecue Champs Academy really sped up their learning curve. It took me 6 competitions. I still can't believe it. Thank you, Mike. And, to me, when I saw that, I was just like, holy cow, like, and then I got the list and I saw like how many people that was in the top 15 that had taken our classes. And there's some on there that have given us shout outs that they've taken the classes and stuff. So it's really, it was really rewarding to see that and knowing the hard work that you guys are putting into it. and that the judges are getting better. And I think it is really, really, really tightening up the scores because, like I said, when I looked at it, 254.2, 254.0 for Chuck. I think the other ones was just like another 1 or 10th point. It was a three-way flipping tie, third, fourth, and fifth. That's tight. Like, wow, that's some good judging. So
and when they started calling out scores, it started at 15th and it was 252 point. I forget what, but it was just like, ooh, big scores.
Yeah, big scores. Got some good judges here. Like, so yeah.
You're sitting there holding your ticket and just going like, well, I don't know if I cooked that good a steak.
Right. Yeah. I guess so. Let's talk. Set, consistency, repeat. Just throwing a couple of them. Let's see, Dan. Thank you, judges. Yeah, judges. Let's see, judges change opinion and desires. Get a couple of them here. Akko Geek first, judge second. I split 75-25. I don't exactly understand what that is. Do you know what that means?
I think a cook first.
I'm a cook first. Okay, that's probably it. I'm a cook first, judge second. Okay. Thank you for helping me out with that. I didn't catch it. What's cool about SCA judges, they are truly cooks judges, Raz. Yeah, that's awesome. And that I wish the barbecue judges sometimes was more like that, especially the certified judges. Okay, yeah, he corrected it there. Do you know this lady right here? I'm a lady. I saw that. I was like, that's funny. Oh, goodness. But steaks were way better this year, too. Yeah, that always helps. Max, Scooter Trash. There we go. I know that man. Oh, Max Nelson. Yeah, that's up there in your neck of the woods for Croy Valley. He was a big part of Croy Valley. Yeah. And, that's awesome. Max, glad to have you on here, man, tonight. 75% cook, 25% judge across the country. Yep. One more here. I'm looking to buy a class from the site. I also reached out to SCA for upcoming judge classes. That's really great. Live in Fort Worth and went to the last 2 championship cook-offs. That's great, Rob. That's really, really awesome. So let's talk about that a little bit. So they're calling out all these scores, right? They start off like at 252, and you're like, man, that's a big score already for 15th. So, and then as they're getting up, and then, they're all the way up to 253, and they're in 4th place. Yeah. And what are you thinking at that point, Scott? what was going through your mind? Like, man, how good was my steak,
Scores kept going up, and it was, oh, man. I knew coming off of that steak table, it was like, this is a beautiful steak, and, coming off that win the previous weekend in Santo, it was, it was like, okay, our flavor profile has hit. Jessica and I have hit everywhere we've gone. One of us is hit with our flavor profile as long as we cook.
Right.
So that was kind of like, okay, we're in the game. We need to cook perfect. There's going to be no room for error. I mean, it's look around, look at the talent in the field. There's no room for error. So I haven't been that nervous cooking a steak since probably my first time cooking a steak. It was just knowing the field I'm up against and no room for error, and looking at that steak going, I got a steak that can get it done. Can I get it done?
Can I get it done?
So,
get the grill marks right. Get the right color. Exactly. Yeah. Don't mess this up. Get my flips right.
Yep.
That's awesome.
So I got a great group in the Cheese Curd Cartel that supported me the whole way, and they were making sure I was on task and keep me focused and not letting me have too many distractions. So that was great. But I was nervous going through the cook. Everything went pretty smooth, and you turn it in, and it's kind of one of those things where it went smooth. So you just wonder, like, what did I miss? What went wrong? What did I not catch? Like,
right.
Get back to the site. Like, I'm counting my strings and my pins. Like, okay, I got all those, so I didn't.
Alan Jackson just said, "I'm glad you took the string off." So, oh goodness,
Me too.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, speaking of, there is Chuck. Chuck, congratulations, man. Look, Chuck. Here's what I need you to do. I'd love to have you on the show. I could not find you nowhere on the Facebook page. I reached out to Matt Overson last night to see if he had your number. I probably got your number with the classes that you bought, but I was like, well, I didn't really just want to call at the last second. So Chuck, if you would, you can send me an email, info@bbqchamps.com, info@bbqchamps.com. Chuck, if you would, send me your information, where I at least got your email, and I probably have it in the classes, because y'all usually put an email and a phone number. But I'd love to have you on the show, Chuck, if you can. If you've got access to an internet, a fast internet speed, a good camera and a phone and a mic, I'd love, love, love to have you on the show. When I got your review, I just put that review up just a minute ago that you wrote, and because I didn't see the top 15 yet. I knew Scott won. Scott won, right? But I didn't see it. And then when I saw that you had finished second, I was so excited for you, knowing that you had taken some classes and that you was that close, within 0.2 of a point of tying Scott, and don't know how the tiebreaker would have went. But man, congratulations, Chuck, on a great year. And man, I know you had to be thrilled. We were I was certainly thrilled for you, being part of Barbecue Champs. So, but yeah. Anyway, thank you for being here tonight, Chuck. Awesome. Yeah. So every steak is a 10 until it's not. He rocks. That's a good way to put it. So, yeah, I mean, so they're calling, they're getting up, and I'm sure now they done called, second place. There was Chuck, a 254.0. Yeah, You're probably going,
oh, yeah, Chuck was up there. I'm like, that's the dude I met in steak line. That's cool, like.
Yeah. So I know you're probably, it's going to take something bigger than a two. Yeah, I mean, over 254 is going to win this thing. Like, wow. Yeah. I did see a little video. I guess it was on your Facebook page, because I was looking for pictures this morning, and somebody was videoing. I guess they was back behind you, and they called your number. And I mean, the whole place just erupted over there, your section. How did that make you feel? I mean, what was the first thing? What was the first thing that went through your mind? Oh my God, I just won the world champion. I mean, what was the thoughts?
Yeah. That was Dan Dickey that captured that, and man, I'm glad he did, because just watching that is just it makes me cry every time.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you for getting that. There he is, right there. So, the first thing, it's the scores get that high, and Brett's up there. It says the score, and it's just like, oh, like I don't know, like either I'm first, or I'm way out in left field. Left field. Right.
Like, you can't even breathe at that point. It's
yeah.
And then to hear that number, like the first emotion was like relief. Like,
oh my gosh.
I got the program. I stuck with the program. Oh,
yeah.
I didn't ruin it. And then just happiness, and it's. Did
you grab Jessica and hug her? I mean, I guess you just you had to have been super thrilled. Yeah.
Jessica, and then the mob came in. The cheese cartel was all there with them, and I don't know how I stayed on 2 feet through that deal, but there were hugs all around. That was amazing.
Oh, that is such an awesome story to hear. Man, I tell you what, it was just great. And, it was funny, because I had a lot of people asking me, like, okay, last year in the parking lot, when Marissa was cooking against Matt, I told her, I was like, fool around, you're going to end up winning this thing this weekend. I just want you to know. And she just looked at me. I was like, because Marissa, to me, she was just cooking lights out last year. She didn't have the most amount of wins, but she was super, super consistent. And I knew going in, that was really what was going to take. And I just thought that, I was like, I think Marissa's got a good chance. And come on, it's a guess, right? I mean, there's 300 other teams there last year that could have easily won it. I just happened to choose, Marissa Overson. And coming into this, I was like, I just kept watching you and what you've done. And I was like, man, Scott is just cooking lights out. John Lindsay had I think 8 or 9 second places. It's just as hard to get a first place as it is to get a second place, to have that many. Absolutely. And he is always tough. And I was just like, but man, and for what it did for me is the weekend before, you was down in Texas at a cook-off, and I'd be dadgum if you didn't get another first place. And I was like, you know what? I posted on your Facebook page, and people can go back and like it, and I don't remember if it was on that Friday night or Saturday, and I put on there something like, you're the one to beat, and I just really thought you was going to win this. Matt Overson last night said, I was talking to him and he said, okay, now it's 2 for 2. He said, when are you going to pick me? I was like, I don't know, man. Just got lucky, I guess. So, but I don't know, Scott. I mean, man, you're well deserving of it. I mean, there could not have been a better person to win a world champion for what you did. I mean, 10 wins, a perfect score. Just an absolute unbelievable season, and I'm so happy for you and Jessica. I mean, she's no slouch herself. She is a great cook herself, so I wouldn't want to go up against either one of you.
Dude, she had a solid year as well. She had 6 wins and 8 points. I mean, that was huge for both of us. And I got to say one thing is that. It was huge being a husband and wife team. You get double the data on every cook. I mean, we basically run the same recipes. You get double the data, and when one of us does good, one of us does bad, we can nitpick the fine points of who did what. The ride home is actually really productive because you can nitpick what went on. And you look at the top this year, and, Tim and Sandy were in there. Lane and Jenny Holmes were in there. And Jessica and myself, there's benefits to having teamwork going on there. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I mean, look at Tim and Sandy. They're just a tough, they're tough, and congratulations to Tim. I mean, unbelievable year, right? So he had 10 wins, and he was the points champion. So, I mean,
for him and Sandy to be back points champs. I mean, that says a lot about their process and what they're getting out of it. Well, I mean, that's huge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's no doubt. And he could have easily won it as well. I mean, but I just think what really, I was like, who do I think? I was like, but when I saw you win in Texas, like, there's something that this man is doing to this state that stands out so well that, it doesn't matter where he goes, he wins across the country. He can come from the frozen tundra and all the way down to Texas, and I don't know. I mean, that was pretty awesome. And I saw that and I was like, that guy's going to be hard to beat. I mean, you've been tearing it up. So congratulations.
One of the things I do love about SCA though, is that, is consistent of a year as I've had, as consistent of a year as that so many people had. It's still, any day is anybody's game, and you get new cooks coming up and come out and just punch your way up to the top and take it all home. Yeah. It's amazing to see the diversity in cooks. As much as there's a lot of consistency, there's absolutely a lot of diversity in seeing the cooks that win, and then just shaking the lineup and seeing all the new names and all the new talent out there is absolutely amazing and inspiring. It inspires a lot of us to work harder.
100%. So when's the homecoming party going to be? That's the question that just popped up.
No.
Yeah. Oh goodness. Is that Jessica? Hey Jessica, step in here. Was that her?
Oh, she ran away.
She ran away. So, oh goodness gracious! Any walk is a hard battle. I will 100% agree with you there. I mean, it is. If you walk if you get,
I'm happy to take a 10th place walk. There's a lot of days where I'm just ecstatic to get a 10th place walk. A call is not easy to get anywhere anymore.
No. Things have gotten a lot tougher in the last couple of years. So I know I know at least 400 or 500 cooks that have taken classes, and I know it's tightened it up. It's tightened it up in the barbecue stuff as well. And, but that was the whole thing. We wanted to grow the sport of barbecue. We wanted to grow the sport of steak cooking. and everybody's, it kind of levels the playing field. It gives everybody, the newbies coming in. That was the big thing. You see the newbies coming in, they go out 3 or 4 cooks, they just get their butt handed to them. They're frustrated. They're spending probably $500 or $600, $500 to go to a competition every time, especially now with fuel high. And it's just and then all of a sudden they just get discouraged and they quit. And now that doesn't necessarily have to happen, and, I mean, to me, and I think it's going to keep growing. And Ken, I was talking to Ken, and Brad was like, "Keep it going, baby." I mean, this thing is just growing. It's so awesome
absolutely.
to see the SCA. Those guys, Brett and Ken, are doing just an amazing job. It's growing well, and y'all have got just a great, we call it barbecue family, steak family. And it's just everybody. I mean, every time I was there last year and everybody opened arms, and it was just great to be there and see everybody for the first time and go back again this year. And I got there late on Thursday, and I'm like, "Where's everybody at? I'm here to film. I want to get." Everybody was already gone and getting ready for the awards banquet. Well, they're going to the banquet. I was like, "Well, I'm going to the banquet then." So it was at least good. I got a chance to see you there and several other people, and it was a lot of fun. Y'all've got a really tight knit. So I got a chance to visit with Raz and Rick and Manzi and everybody else. I mean, it's just several different folks. I had one guy just grab me. He's like, "I took your class. I'm from Belgium." And I was like, "Okay." I don't even remember the guy's name. I wished I remembered his name. He's like, "It's so awesome to be able to meet you." And I was like, "Man, that is so cool. Here's somebody from Belgium, And he just saw me and he just grabbed me. And I was like, "Heck yeah." He's like, "I took your class from Belgium." I was like, "Oh man, that is so cool." So, and then I got to meet Tim.
Awesome having international teams again. That was really
it was really cool. And I got to meet Tim Vandenberg.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Vandenberg.
Yeah. And Vandenberg. Okay. I'm just making sure. I got to remember. I don't see all the names all the time. And I think he's from across the pond. So it was great seeing,
from,
him.
Netherlands. Yeah.
Netherlands. That's it. That's what I thought it was. So, but it was just so cool, and it's just great. Y'all got a great deal going, and man, this year is just going to be an unbelievable year. So, and then you see people like Sunny Mooney and what she's done, and then jumps over to the SCA or the World Food Championship and finishes first in steak. And I'll tell you right now, man, they better watch that girl in South Carolina come April, because I'm just telling you right now, that girl can cook some food, and I may have to put her at the top of the list to perhaps win that deal. Now, she's going up against my buddy, Robert Smith, First Class Barbecue. He's one of Barbecue Champ Academy's cooks, and Robert can cook some lights out stuff. So I'm just going to make a prediction that I'm going to say either Robert or Sonny could easily win that deal. Robert is a very, very good cook. He owns a restaurant, First Class Barbecue. He's an amazing, I mean, he won, oh my gosh, I've lost count, 18 or 19, 20 grand champions last year. And that is tough to do down here in Texas. And I mean, he just was crushing it. And then he went into the world finals or the world food finals and barbecue division and won it,
That'll be a battle, because I mean,
that's going to be,
that's
going to be
talent
cool.
going against talent.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Yeah. So I think steak, man, who doesn't love a steak or good barbecue? That's just hard to beat. And of course, I like desserts too. And I think a dessert won that deal one year as well. So anyway, it's going to be interesting. But I wouldn't bet against Sonny or Robert. Those two are going to be pretty tough to beat. So let's see that. Let's see that ring. I mean, go give me a little fist bump. Look at there, baby. First place. I love it. I love it. That is so awesome, man. That is so awesome. Look, if anybody's got any questions for Scott, we've heard an absolutely phenomenal story. Scott, thank you for sharing this with us. It's always, we always want to live vicariously through the champions, right? So thank us for letting us, see what you've done in a very short time. You've put, look, let me tell you, you didn't get there without putting a lot of hard work in, and kudos to you and Jessica. Y'all figured it out. Y'all got it going on. Huge congratulations. Look, I'm sure everybody's going to be asking me, when are you going to get Scott Nardi on here? Scott's got some other stuff going on right now that he
Yeah.
it was just an unfortunate situation that he had a friend of his pass away and he had to take over another deal, and he just figures it would be a conflict. I understand that, but the door is always open for Scott. If he ever wants to be part of Barbecue Champs Academy, the door is always open to you, brother. So let's get that out, because I know everybody's gonna. I've already had me like, when's Scott coming on? So I was
sorry, I was just say I appreciate that, Mike. I mean, it's an honor for you to even ask, and that's something where if I could do it 100% and back a class up the way it needs to be backed up to do it right, I mean,
right.
I would be in. But it's I can't in good conscience sell something that I can't service 100%. So
right. Yeah, I completely understand. So. Oh, goodness gracious. Let's see. I used to love cooking steak with I used to love cooking SCA with my wife until she started beating me.
That's how it goes.
Oh, yeah, Gordon, I tell you right now. Now, he got into this by accident. He was going to go take a Robbie Royal class, in-person class. COVID hit, shut everything down. He couldn't go. So he jumped in and bought a Barbecue Champ Academy steak class. He goes to his very first competition up in Pennsylvania somewhere, 63 teams. He finished 7th place. He was hooked. Yep. And then, he started doing good. And Brenda said, hey, get out of the way. Let me. And all of a sudden, Brenda gets in there and starts beating him. So it's so great to see so many husbands and wives. You got the Moody's that are cooking together, you and Jessica. You got Gordon and Brenda. You got Tim and Sonny, you've got, or Sandy, you've got, Brent and, come on. Be Extreme. Help me out. The husband.
Lane and Jenny.
Lane and Jenny. Thank you. It's just so cool to see so many of y'all, doing that. And
we've actually got a few in the Cheese Curd Cartel. We've got a handful of husband and wife teams.
Yeah.
And, it's amazing. Every time, somebody's wife decided they were going to get in, they came out and kicked all our butts right away.
Right.
And it's awesome to see, and I mean, that just builds confident cooks, and that just makes it a lot more fun to go out and compete and hang out together and cook against each other.
Right.
Yep.
Three words for Scott: humans with all people, stay calm and difficult, smile always, and bring fun and enjoy around him. There you go, man.
Cool. Yeah,
that's it.
Domenico, he's from Italy.
Okay.
He came over. He set up with us. He cooked with us this year.
Cool.
And then got hooked up with him on the SCA group. He was looking for a grill and equipment to come over and cook.
Right.
And it turns out, we had an extra grill, extra tent, extra tables, had the whole setup for him. So brought that down there and got to hang out with him for the weekend. Got to know him and his wife, Nuccia.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, we had a riot hanging out with him. And, now I got SCA family in Italy.
Ain't that great?
Our first Cheese Curd Cartel member from Italy.
There you go. I know you told me you wanted to kind of expand out a little bit and travel a little bit more and go kind of. Is that kind of like, hey Jessica, don't we need to fly over to Italy and go cook in SCA? We've got Dominica can help us get right in. So wouldn't that be cool?
The invitation's there, so we might take it up. We'll see.
That would really be cool. The SCA champion goes to Italy to go cook in a contest over there. How cool is that? So, Shauna Joe Rapolo just popped on, coming on late. Just wanted to say hello. Big congrats, Scott. Well deserved. Absolutely. So,
thank you, Shauna.
As Sonny is going,
a great cook right there.
She is. Hey, well, there she is. I hope your ears are burning. We've been talking about you. So, anyway, if you haven't heard all the stuff I've said, Sonny, you can go back and listen. So. Let's see. That should say guys. Oh, I got you. Howdy. Oh, she put howdy guts. That should say guys. Glad you joined the party. You're a little late, Sonny, but now that you have nothing to do and you got got all the food cooked for everybody and got them all tucked to bed. She's probably in there working on her new recipes for the World Food Championship. That's kind of what I was talking about, Sonny. So I think I've got two people that I'm kind of thinking that's got a chance to win this, and it's going to be either you in steak or Robert Smith and barbecue. I think one of those two categories is going to do it. So anyway, let's see. Scott, have you taken that ring off since you got it? I'd be sleeping with that puppy. No.
I've taken it off. It's kind of bulky.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty big. What class did you take, Scott? And congratulations, badass. He took Matt Overson's class. He said it tonight.
Yep.
So he took Matt Overson's. And if you missed it earlier, Chuck, who finished second, took Matt's, Marissa's, and Will Collier's class. He finished second. So we got some great Barbecue Champ alumni that's 1 and 2. And I think there was even somebody that was 3rd, 4th, and 5th. It may have been tied in there. I can't remember. So we had a lot of people that had taken classes that was in that top 15. It was so cool to see. Let's see. Are you bringing Tinkerbell back? Who's Tinkerbell?
Tinkerbell. That was my original grill. The first grill I started cooking on was
okay.
Homemade grill.
Okay. What do you cook on? What kind of grill you cook on?
PK Go.
PK Go. Okay.
Yep. So,
and what kind of charcoal you use? Let's give a shout out to your sponsors.
Gulf Devil charcoal.
Okay.
Very happy with that. Great combination right there.
Yep. And who other sponsors do you have, Scott?
I've got Smoke Ghost Barbecue and Rackmasters Barbecue out of Illinois. Happy to represent some local companies there. And
Right.
Troy Valley out of Hudson, Wisconsin.
Right.
And then Deadbird Barbecue, the old good old DB 180, man.
Oh, you can't beat Will stuff.
We'll make
Yep.
some great stuff there. And then PK Grills, we said that already. And
Yep.
then, Barbecue Supply Company out of Greendale, Wisconsin. You can get everything I use right in one shop.
Yep. Okay, so what is your favorite Croy Valley product?
Oh, I gotta say the original steak sauce and marinade. That's
okay. Good stuff then.
That's my old reliable. That's what I use in my steak marinade. So
okay, cool. Another question: how much does garlic? Not really predominant, is it? I've tasted.
Not overly predominant in a lot of steak rubs. There will be some of the SPGs. It's in there, but that garlic is kind of one of those things where you want garlic in there. It's great for balancing your flavor profile, but it can be, you can overdo it with, depending on, you're getting trying to get 5 judges to agree on something. And that's one of those things, garlic and herbs, it can be offensive to some people. So you got to keep everything within reason and keep it balanced.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing, is balance your salt, pepper, your herbs, garlic,
Right.
Even a hint of sweet in there, to round it out. It's good.
Come something that'll round it out. Absolutely. So when will the big screen movie come out? Let's see. She's kicked my butt a couple of times. Jason, having the wife cook makes it easy to tune profiles faster. Yeah, 100%.
There's another great Jason and Alta Hertz. Out there on the West Coast, killing it.
Yeah.
Cooking together.
That's it. Clint Eastwood called. He said he wants to talk to you too. God. And then we can get Rip. He was walking around. I saw that. Everybody's calling Sonny's husband Rip, so off of Yellowstone, and I kept saying, "What's it?" And I Googled it up, and I was like, "Yeah, he kind of looked like him at the World Championship." So we'll have all the movie cast there. So Sonny's on vacation. Yeah, not anymore. She's back. Nardi Dog. Will Collier's in the house. Glad to have you back here.
Right there.
Good deal, man. Thank you for being here, Will. Damon's back. At what age did you know for sure you were awesome?
I'm still not sure. I just pretend to fill the part.
Yeah, look, whenever you wonder, just look at the ring and go, yep, I'm awesome. Oh, goodness gracious. Let's see. Do you have a target temp for internal temp before you put your steak on a grill? If you don't want to answer any of these questions, you don't have to. So
I do. My process
varies.
My process is built around Matt's process as far as my start temperatures and
stuff like that.
Location, grill temps.
We'll leave it at that then, so you're not giving something away. Okay.
Yep.
If you want to know what he's doing, go take Matt Woverson's class. He'll explain it. So let's see. Scott, it was amazing watching the cartel work together. Well-oiled machine. That's awesome.
Yep.
Damon, let's see.
Will, for a while. We got the process down, setting up and moving and just taking care of each other, watching out for each other. That's right. I don't know. That group is family.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, I tell you what, Scott, it's been so great to have you on tonight, and you're well deserving of what happened this year. It just couldn't have happened to a better man, and you and your wife are just. I wished I had got a chance to hang out with y'all a little bit more, and I saw you on stage, and I was like, I got to go find him. I had never got a chance really to talk to him in person. And I was running around trying to find you, and you took back off on the stage again. He's like, he's coming now. I'll go get him. And so it was great meeting you, and just congratulations, an awesome year. I'm sure that you're going to just continue to do good. Once again, congratulations. I mean, there's just no words can describe what had happened for you. And it's always good to see people that are really well deserving of a world champion, and there's no question you are. So
thank you for that, Mike. That means a lot. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if anybody has no other questions, Scott, do you have anything that you would like to close with?
Well, I don't know. That's always the hard part, I guess. I never know when to give the mic back.
That's right. We got them sponsors in. I at least wanted to make sure that we got that. So
I just wanted to shout out Cheese Curd Cartel. I love you guys. Shout out to the East Coast Steak Mob too. Little known story is Cheese Curd Cartel wouldn't have a name if it wasn't for the Steak Mob.
Really? So that's a Rick Manzi, isn't it? Hey, where's Rick at? I ain't seen him on here tonight. Raz, what'd you do? You done run off Rick?
Rick and Raz are on there.
Yeah, I seen Raz.
The first year we went down there in 2019. The first year there was a group of us from Wisconsin went down there, and we were set up nearby the Steak Mob guys that were down there, and seeing them all weekend. And there's everywhere you turn you see Steak Mob. East Coast Steak Mob.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then, Three Cow Cartel, Two Pig Mafia, see all this stuff, and it's like, we need a name.
That's it.
It started as we should be the Cheese Curd Cartel, ha ha ha. But it stuck.
That stuck. That's a great name for folks in Green Bay or in Wisconsin. So you could not get a better name than the Cheese Curd Cartel coming out of Wisconsin. So anyway, well, that's so awesome, Scott. Well, I appreciate you taking the time out to be with us tonight. It's been a joy. And good luck to you and Jessica this year. I think y'all are going to have probably another banner year. You seem to have your process down. You take good notes, and that's from what I'm hearing, and that's what it takes. So anyway, loudest cheer section in the history of the SCA. Yeah, there's no doubt you could tell it. So anyway, well, thank you so much for being on. I want to thank everybody for being on tonight. Y'all have pretty much we have been packed the entire night from start to finish. Everybody stayed here to the very end. I greatly appreciate it. We have a lot of fun with these shows, trying to learn a little bit about people. People always wonder what I'm talking about. I want to hear somebody's journey, how they got started, how they're progressing. That's a really cool story. And a lot of times people, they may get bored. They want to leave. Man, we need to hear how people started and how you got to where you are, because that's the journey that makes barbecue and steak so amazing. And this man here has only been cooking since 2019, and look what he's done. He's had an amazing journey. He shared it with us tonight. Thank you so much, Scott. I hope everybody will be back with us next Tuesday night at 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. A lot of times we'll have cooks. We'll have people that have rub companies. We had Vince on here last week who makes some amazing rib candies or rib glazes and stuff like that. Is absolutely amazing. And we can kind of hear their process and things that they're doing. I'm trying to get Wild Bill on here with Texas Select Season. Some of the most outrageous rubs that I've ever tried. They're absolutely delicious. He hand makes everything himself. He doesn't send it out to a co-packer, which you don't have a whole lot of people out there doing that. He's been around since 1982. His stuff is great. And we may try to get him on here. So it's just a way to learn a little bit more. I want it to be about the cooks, right? But I want to hear about people's products, because sometimes we can hear about those products and hear what they're doing and go, I might want to try that in my flavor profile and have something that everybody out there is not using. And get off the beaten path. So anyway, Scott, thank you again. Thank you for everybody that's joined us tonight. Y'all have a lot of fun. Go out there and smoke on.